What a journey I have been on. And I'm not just talking about the exertion of the last several days being unwell. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you folks. Hopefully we are doing well. I'm still under the weather. You will hear me being very nasally. Of course. Of course, I do suddenly get like a massive blob of mucus in the back of my nose, which I just can't get rid of as soon as the stream. Disgusting noises. Anyway, yes, good to see you folks. Hopefully we're all well. Thank you for being with me this week. Actually, I see that. Oh no, this is true. I didn't actually stream on Monday. I completely forgot I didn't stream on Monday. So yeah, thank you for being with me on that. I'm still under the weather, but somehow it's turned into not that big of a thing, which has been very nice and very useful because I've been slightly miserable. Only very slightly miserable. Like, miserable enough that I don't want to go to work, not so miserable that I can't spend 8 hours playing Potion Craft. Yeah, that happened yesterday. That was my yesterday. But yeah, so in the spirit of me still being under the weather and having stuff that I want to get up to doing, but not quite having the energy, I want to have just a short stream today. The plan is we have a short stream, and in the short stream, what we end up doing is exploring character creation in a different RPG than what I normally play, or like that I've not played for a while. So yeah, we're gonna have a look at Hackmaster, which is a very fun one actually. So it's I want to say it's very like 3.x kind of thing, D&D 3.x kind of thing. Is kind of what's going on with this. It's very chunky. There's lots of numbers. They really like their numbers. They love nickeling and diming. They demand having like very strict roles that particular classes can play, and like heavy restrictions on what you can even do within the class, which can be quite fun. But I've went on a little bit of a journey just trying to get this started, because I've had it in mind that I've been like, oh yeah, no, I would like to have a little think about how they do like combat in Hackmaster, because combat in Hackmaster is quite fun and interesting, and I kind of want to get a bit of a feel for it. So yeah, rather get a feel for it again. It's been a long time since I looked over this, but yeah, and that's kind of the point. I want to look over it because it's been a long time. I want to refer to it for some form of inspiration and some ideas and some fun things that I can do. And so, I need to have a little look over it. But, clever Mel that I am, the Mel from, I want to say, like, 2018 or something, didn't transfer all of her PDF files into a new laptop. For some reason I thought I could get away with just having like 1 or 2. So it turns out I'm actually missing a couple of the files that I specifically paid for from this setting. So like I do have I've got the player's handbook, I've got a physical copy of the rulebook. There's a free version of the rulebook as well, which more or less has the same information. But I got the player's handbook, which I have the PDF of here. And I also have the campaign setting book as well. Except now I don't. I don't have it anymore. I've looked on this computer, I've looked on my previous computer. I found this on my previous computer, which is very handy. I found the Hacklopedia of Beasts, which is basically their monster manual. I found that on the previous computer as well. But for some reason, in my infinite wisdom, I did not consider saving the world guide, which is very frustrating. So I actually had a look on the website, because like they've got their own website, the publishers, Kenzer & Co. They've got their own website, and I had an account from forever ago. So I tried to log into the account, and it says that my username, or not username or password, funnily enough, it was username or email address, is not recognized. So I was like, oh, this is weird. Okay, let me try one of my other email addresses. Nope, it wasn't recognized either. I tried all of my alt email addresses, and I have 17 alt accounts. No, I don't. But for the life of me, I could not get logged into this site, even though my password manager does say that I have a password saved for the site. I'm even looking in my emails to go, oh yeah, here's the email link that you got for downloading the files, but I can't find them. So as near as I can tell, my account's been deleted, which means I'm not going to be able to download the file that I got access to forever ago. So I'm kind of bummed out about that, to be entirely honest. But it's probably fine, I suppose. Maybe ish. I'll live anyway. I'm sure I'll live. I'm sure I'll live. Anyway, so yeah, so I've currently got my old laptop set up behind me. And I literally just did the transfer of this file to this computer while starting the stream here. But yeah, no, as I say, it's an interesting system, and I kind of want to revisit it slightly, because I'd kind of like to. I'm kind of tempted to force some players through like a pre-constructed campaign for it, because I want to see what the combat system's like in practice. I think it would be very good. I think it would solve a couple of problems that I have with RPGs in general sometimes. But that's just me. But of course, to be able to do that, I need to be able to make a character. And I've got a character sheet right here, which is going to be fun and interesting, actually. Does this not come with spells? It doesn't seem to come with spells. Oh wait, no, it does. It's got this whole section here, which is spells. That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna kind of demo the Hackmaster character creation process, and it's been a good while since I had actually done character creation for Hackmaster. I do have a bag of dice, so we'll see how we get on here. This is a really interesting system, and it's one that's kind of really appealed to me as well. Because, as some players of mine will know, I'm rather fond of doing like low power campaigns. And the way Hackmaster starts you off, you've basically got like an average of 10 in all your stats. So if anyone who's ever played a game run by me in the last couple of years is watching this, whether VOD or in real time, yeah, you'll be getting flashbacks right about now. Yeah. So yeah, character creation, rather fun. I do love the print of it. It's very, very like pretty design. It's very fun, here and what have you. So yeah, we've got tons of dice. As the important part. Also, is there a way I can? Right, I really wish that Foxit could have like split windows. Can it do split windows? I'd really like it if it could do a split window. Is that a thing it can do? It does have a night mode, but that only applies to the document itself, which is annoying. Is there any way I can split the window? I really wish there was a way I could split the window. Like have two side by side. Is there a way? I really want there to be a way. There was like a split right option. Doesn't look like it, does it? That's very rude. Actually. Incredibly rude. Nope, doesn't look like it. That's very annoying. Right, it's fine. Whatever. Let's just hate this. So yeah, apparently we get 40 building points as a priority. So where's the note for building point? Also, wait, is this not editable? Are you kidding me? This isn't editable? What the hell am I supposed to do about that? Right, is there an editable one? I'm pretty sure I had one before. Regen, form fillable, PDF template. Right, okay, I can use that. I can use that, it's fine. Also, Legendary Super Lesbian. Hello, Legendary Super Lesbian. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're all good. Apparently there's another one. Oh, this one's form fillable. And is rather pretty. Hold on, we might be able to work with one of these. Here's the pre-gen one. Oh, that's fully pre-gen one. Right, we don't want to use that one. Yep, let's go for this one. This is a lot chunkier. iPad character sheet. Right, here we go. Right, close this one. We don't want this one. Okay. Where are the notes on build points? Yeah, let's not go over it in paint. I don't want to have multiple windows open here. But yeah, how you doing, Legendary Super Lesbian? Card possessions. That's all spells, that's all spells. Overview details. Wait, is this not... Is it like really all fill? I wonder. I think this is it, isn't it? Yes, this is it. Lovely. Build points, right. We get 40, not 450, 40 build points. This is fine. Let's see, there's 7 ability scores. And we roll 3d6 for each of them. And then a percentile for each of them as well. Which is rather fun. And you can arrange the scores in any order we want. So. Let's start at the top. And I hope you can actually hear the rattle of dice here. Can you? You can hear the rattle of dice. Lovely. Right. 3d6. What do we get? 8. My god, this is starting off incredibly well. Apparently there's like a little side rule which says like you can roll the stats like in order. Which is rather fun. We'll try doing that. We'll roll them in order and we'll see what we get. Right, so I get 30. So yeah, the way that it ends up working, you get 8 is whatever your total stat would be, very, very D&D-y. And then this is like the percentage of progress towards the next stat. They get really number crunchy here. If you like numbers, Hackmaster may be the system for you. Oh, we rolled really well for intelligence here. That's 15. I think this bodes really well for me. Actually, am I rolling myself? I'm afraid to find out what the wisdom skill is, or the look skill. Apparently, we're rolling me. Right, we got 71 for progress towards the next one. That's very fun. Let's see wisdom. Oh, surprisingly high actually. That's 13. That's really, really good. And for percentile, we get 93. So that's also very good. That's also rather good. We go for 93. Dexterity. I don't expect this to be very good. I'm gonna roll all 5 dice at once. There we go. Oh, actually not too bad at all. 14. 1437. $14.37 there. Constitution! Come on, give me a low roll. I feel like I'm going to be playing a mage here. You know what? That's not even terrible. 13. I'm supposed to be weak. We got 13, 72, so that's very high. Right, my character's going to be hideous. They have to be hideous, right? Because, yeah, there's a looks skill separate from the charisma skill. So you can have incredible looks, but 0 res. Okay, 12. 12 in the looks department. That's not even bad. And 29. Here we go. And finally, res. How are we on res? Low res. We rolled a 7 for res. 7.89. All in all, that's a really good character. That's actually a really good character. That's actually really, really good. I'm very happy with that result, actually. That turned out not too bad at all. And I'm going to keep it as it is, because, you know, we're just here more or less to play around with character creation, as much as we are here to, you know, actually roll a fun and interesting character. But yes, okay, so we've done that. We can arrange the ability scores. Oh yeah, or opt out to number 1, swap 2 ability scores and receive a 25-point bonus, or leave all ability scores as is and receive a 50 bonus points. Nice. Okay, so I just get myself another 50 building points, sure. Which, yeah, like, that's another thing I like about the system. It kind of rewards you for making dumb characters, or for characters that like shouldn't work the way they do, for letting the dice fall where they may. It's just fun. WFRP. What's WFRP? What's WFRP? What Wrath rings? I don't know. I don't know what WFRP is, 4th edition. That's interesting. Yeah, I like it. I like it though. It's fun. Right. So we get that. Then we choose a race, then we choose a class. Warhammer Fantasy. Oh, it's in Warhammer Fantasy as well. Oh, that's very fun. I like that. Right, so we get to choose a race, we get to choose a class. And so, as far as races are concerned, there are dwarves, elves, gnomes, gnome titans, grell, which are grunge elves, if memory serves, half hobgoblin, half orc, half ling, or human. And there's also, I do love that there's racial prejudices and interaction section. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, let's see. Of course there are different stats, so you get an increase to constitution as a dwarf, as well as an increase to looks and charisma. Magic resistance, poison resistance. That's very interesting. Very interesting, okay. We've got elves. Elvesies get reduced strength, increased dexterity, reduced constitution massively, increased looks and charisma. So it's like -6 + 6 for elves. For dwarves, it's -4 + 4. For gnomes, I'm tempted by a gnome, to be honest. Just a little bit tempted by a gnome. Decreased strength, increase in dexterity, reduced looks, increased charisma. Very nice. You have 10 stats you roll 2d10 for. Yeah, I leave them where they are for 50 XP, move them around for 25, or you can reroll, or point by a below average stat total with caps on how high or low you can go to stop min-maxing, and get 0 XP for the trouble. That sounds a bit similar. Gnomes are large for the purposes of knockback. For knockback purposes against giants, ogres, and trolls. and gain an additional d6 defense bonus versus giants, ogres, and trolls. That's very fun. +2 attack bonus versus goblins and kobolds. Oh, right, so gnomes are basically taking over the underground, aren't they? And they've got big noses. You get your big noses. Oh yeah, and there's different class costs. Like, it costs different amount to play as certain classes. So, wow, being a gnome costs 70? That's so expensive. I didn't even consider that for the other races. Right, being a mage as an elf is 20. Being a mage as a dwarf is 75. That's so expensive. Okay, that's fine. Gnome titans are just like big gnomes. They are bred to fight and wage war. They are the gnomish equivalent of the Spartans. Oh my goodness me, that's so dumb. So yeah, they're mage 75 as well. They can't be barbarians, which is tragic for them. The Grell, the grunge elves. -1 intelligence, +1 dexterity, -1 looks. Oh wow, so they're at -+1 overall. Well, -1 overall. Even though titans balance out. That's fun. What else do we have? We've got half elves. -1 strength, +1 dexterity, -2 constitution, increased looks and charisma. So that just averages out again. Also good, rather fun thing. Half hobgoblins. +1 dexterity, -2 looks, -1 charisma. Wow, that's -2 average. Tragic. Then we've got half orcs. So +2 strength, -2 intelligence. -3 wisdom, +2 constitution, so that's a -1. And then it's -3 looks, -3 charisma. I mean, at least Dungeons and Dragons used to just call, like, orcs evil or something. In this game, they've got a -7 to their major attributes. What the hell? To be fair, they do get low light vision, which is pretty fun. And everyone hates them. Apparently everyone hates them. Yeah, no, they really double down on the, the racial differences in this setting, actually. Halflings, -4 strength, 1 wisdom, 2 dexterity, 1 constitution. Okay. We got humans. The rest of the bonuses better balance out then. I mean, do they? Humans get no changes. Right. Okay, what else do our half-orcs get? They get low light vision. Very good for explorers. 1 free purchase of listening skill. Also pretty useful, actually. They're medium HP, makes sense. Gain tough hide as a free talent, plus an additional free talent from the following: fast healer, long distance running, or pain tolerant. So you can be pretty nimble with them, well, relatively. Or you can just be super duper tanky. They get a free hiking / road marching proficiency. Yeah, don't get me started on the proficiencies in this system. The number of skills in the system is insane. Let me put it one way. They've got a mathematics skill that is a hard requirement if you want to take the astrology skill. Or astronomy skill. Actually, hold on. Where are the skills? Oh yeah, there's also Pixie Fairies. I forgot about Pixie Fairies. Oh crap, how did I forget about Pixie Fairies? Right, skill descriptions. What have we got? I'm pretty sure there's an astronomy skill. No, there is an astrology skill. I forgot there's an astrology skill. Which you can take. Yes. Let's see, what was it? No, that's poetry. Oh wait, what's this? Look at this big section on astrology, by the way. It's great. There's a prerequisite that's required, and you may need skills. Yeah, so to be able to get certain skills, to be able to be up to master, you need to be literate. Actually, no, if you want to get to advanced, you need to be literate. if you want to be able to determine the precise date, then you need an astrolabe and to have average mathematical mastery. If you want to plot celestial objects, yeah, you need some math. You need advanced mastery of mathematics if you want to be able to determine your location to within 10 miles. Or 2 miles. I just love the combos in this system. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, I love it. Let's see the Pixie Fairies, because I forgot about Pixie Fairies. -8 strength, +4 dexterity, -4 constitution, +4 looks. So on average you're on a -4, but to be fair, you're literally a foot high. Wait, are they actually a foot high? I think they're a foot high. Aren't they a foot high? Physiology. Oh, a typical adult Pixie Fairy stands between 18 and 24 inches tall. 1.5 to 2 foot. Wow. That is incredible. So yeah, they move 1.5 times normal human speed in flight. +8 defense bonus because they're so small. +8 saving throw versus magic. Makes sense, they're very magical. +3 attack bonus while flying or mounted because, you know, they're very small. Vastly accelerated natural healing. They bloody need it. They don't get many hit points. I'm afraid to find out how many hit points they actually get. Because that's kind of terrifying, to be honest. And I love how they've got their own separate, like, weapons section. It started a D&D parody in a comic. Oh yeah, no, it really did. It really did. They started out with 4th edition. This is technically Hackmaster 5th edition. Yeah, no, it's funny. It's funny. Like okay, the story behind my interest in this series goes way back when. I was part of a fanfiction community. I know, cringe. It was great. I loved every minute of it. I was part of a fanfiction community. No one will ever find my fanfiction, I swear. And yeah, some of the other people in said fanfiction community were people who like playing tabletop games, and the game that they were playing was Hackmaster. Although this was before 5th edition came out, so it was like the original version where it was very memey. Like it was like mostly a parody, but they were still kind of rolling with it. But it was still fun. And I really, really wanted to be able to play with them, but they were all, of course, American. So they were in a terrible time zone for me, so I could never play, which made me very sad. But it did get me interested enough that when they came out with the basic version of the Hackmaster 5th edition rules, I picked up a copy, and my first stack of polyhedral dice, and I still have that book with me right now. It's currently sitting on the arm of my sofa, like right over there. The absurd skills remind me of Rollmaster. I thought it might have been the same people, but it's definitely not. Yeah, sounds about right. But yeah, with this one, apparently they just like tightened it up a little bit, made it a bit more of a more serious game, while still being like ridiculous and definitely poking fun at like D&D and what have you. I don't think I can not be a Pixie Fairy, to be honest. I don't think I can not be a Pixie Fairy. I don't think I can't be. I've kind of got to be. I also love the comic, by the way. I've read easily over like 250 of the issues. Don't tell them. I did come across a download for them all. I did. I came across a download for them all. I genuinely love them. I've picked up a good number of physical copies of the comics as well. But it's been a long time since I've even opened one. Never mind actually finished a new one. Dear. Yeah, we've got to be a Pixie Fairy. We've got to be a Pixie Fairy. Yeah, cons. Size tiny for hit points. In terms of constitution and limited class rolls, sure. Size is tiny for the sake of knockbacks. Move 1/3 normal human speed when not in flight. Their native language is Paleolithic, which I imagine is Elven. Limited lifespan. poor reach and must use special-sized tiny weapons. I love it so much. They've got a natural lifespan of 10 to 12 years and its mental state reflects that. Oh my god. Let's see. But they can be reincarnated apparently as a newborn pixie fairy. That is adorable. They reach full size in about 3 months, except for skills and ability scores are identical to their former incarnation, including level, proficiencies, talents, and hit points. Okay, that's interesting. But they must roll for a minor quirk. 15 or fewer build points, but none gained. Roll randomly on charts until unique quirk 15 or less results. Well, that's fun. Additionally, ability scores drop by D12 penetrating fractal points, except for Constitution, which drops by 12 D12 fractional points. Jeez, that's mean. If Constitution drops an integer, lose a permanent hit point. If it drops below 1-1, the Pixie Fairy never reincarnates and remains permanently dead. My god, I love Pixie Fairy so much. We've got to make it a Pixie Fairy. We've got to. Right, so let's look back at my... Okay, apparently I can't become a Pixie Fairy because I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough to be a Pixie Fairy. No. That's so unfair. Like, oh, that sucks. Like, the -8 to strength is just so painful. Wait, what's it to be a mage? Right, to be a mage is 20 points. Okay, so that's fine. 20 build points to be a mage, that's alright. So, I think we need to accept that we're going to be only taking the 25 points for build points here. So I'm going to have to do a swap. But swap what for strength? In terms of Constitution, I think Constitution's possible. Potentially looks potentially Dexterity, because Dexterity's getting a +4 anyway. Like, Dexterity's getting a +4. So I can probably profit on this if I just be careful with my dump stat. So if I swap for Dexterity, it goes to 14. I lose 8, so I go to 6 strength, which isn't even that bad, to be honest. And then my Dexterity goes up to 12. That's not too bad. I think I'll swap them out. So we'll go to 1437, and it's 830. So 1430, 37, and then we'll go to 830. So that's 8, and then 30. So this goes down by 8, so it goes to 6. Dexterity goes up by 4, so it goes to 12. 30. Okay. Then we've got Constitution goes down by 4, Looks goes up by 4. So Constitution goes down by 4, so it goes to 9, which is pretty solid actually. What exactly are we doing? Hello, TV. We're making Hackmaster character because I only wanted to have an hour-long stream and I thought this would be nice. But it turns out we're taking a lot longer. Turns out we maybe take like 2 hours, but still, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, hopefully you're doing good, TV. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Yeah, because I'm still unwell and kind of recovering, we're just doing something that's kind of chilled out because it's useful to me. Naruhodo? Naruhodo doesn't. Okay, so Hackmaster is basically a parody of D&D like 2nd and 3rd edition that just like spun off into its own thing and is actually kind of interesting, and I want to play around with it a little bit. And I'm also making a Pixie Fairy. Because of course I am. This is a Pixie Fairy, by the way. They're so cute. They're very cute. They're tiny. They're so tiny. They're so small. Small little fairy. I found a way to make it work. And boy does it. Actually. We've got 6 in our strength for some reason. Oh dear. Right, okay. So that's our choice of race. We'll take the rest of those stats when the time comes. We've got to go back to character creation. Choose a class means choose a class. I want to be a mage. I want to be a mage. Mage is fun. So being a mage costs me 20 build points. So we drop this down to 45 again. And I get to be a mage. Right, so there's wound tracking. I freaking love the wound tracking system in this game. Character overview. Right, that's all updated automatically. That's very handy. So race is Pixie. You telling me they didn't bother putting Pixie Fairy in this list? What the hell? They didn't even put Pixie Fairy down in the list. Oh my goodness. Right, we're a mage. Gonna be level 1. So we are a mage. Where's the notes on mages? There we go. And then choice of alignment is interesting. Probably chaotic good makes sense. Yeah, chaotic good makes sense, I think. For me. Lovely. Right, so that's alignment done. Finalize ability scores and other adjustments. You can tabulate all adjustments to your ability scores. These may be due to the race you've chosen or from spending building points. So there's building points you can spend. 20 build points raised by a full point, which is nice. You can keep your scores as rolled. Buy up those abilities that are close to the threshold of receiving additional bonus. You buy up. Increase your ability scores at a rate of 5% of points per building point. Below 9 out of 100 may increase them at a rate by 1/10 of a build point. Ooh, that's fun. Buy up abilities that are close to the threshold of receiving an additional bonus. That can be good. Right. So I could spend 6 build point to get my intelligence up to 16, and I think I will. So let's see. That can go to 0. That can go to 16. And I've used 6 build points. Where are my build points again? They're much further down, aren't they? The hell are they? Overview. There we go. So yeah, I'm at 39. And then this goes to 01. 2 more build points into wisdom. We'll get up to 14. Sounds very good to me. Constitution I can get quite a bit higher quite easily. Another 6 points gets that to 31, which gets my constitution up to 902, or rather 1002, which is very good. Oh wait, actually, because it was under 10, I get like half as many. So that was 3 more, so I'm at 4. Strength is pretty low. Is it worth putting 6 points in? Probably not. Charisma, I need to put in 2 points to get up to 8. do that. Get that down to 9. And yes, I changed that. 6 points into strength could be good. Anything else that I can spend build points with? You get more building points from quirks and flaws. Then remaining build points go into skills, talents, and proficiencies. And you can hold on to points for later. Yeah, it's a very crunchy system. Having a good character sheet does help with a crunchy system. Like, it's a bitch to get started in this system, but like once you're actually going, it's not so bad. In my mind anyway. Right. Let's see. I don't think I want to change... Strength I'm not going to worry about because I'm going to be a mage anyway, so I'm going to stay where I am. Like, I'm not going to bother putting the points into strength, or if I do, then I'll add them later. Right, so next order of business. You increase your ability scores after this step by spending additional build points, but such increases will not count towards starting honor. That's fine, don't care. Starting honor. Now add the 7 ability scores from step 5. Oh, looks score might modify your charisma. I forgot about that. Looks modifies charisma. Because this game is very much like that. So looks modifies charisma. What is my looks? My looks are 16. With my looks being at 16, that gives me +2 to charisma. Because of course it does. Right, and that gets me into 10. Very nice. Very, very nice. So my charisma actually balances out. Because people are biased towards people that look nice. Apparently. Dear. Let's see. So, how do we figure out? Is there a note further down? Those ability scores. 7 ability scores from step 5, including fractionals. Oh my god, the numbers. The numbers! What do you mean? Insert sexual harassment in you. That sounds about right. Yeah, no. Wait, hold on. There's a very awkward line in here somewhere about getting older. Hold on, where is it? Is it in priors and particulars? It's under age. Where are we? So that's weight, body mass index, handedness, lineage, family. Is that not here? Or is it under character creation? Where is it? Building point. Dice penetration. Oh yeah, there's a dice penetration system in this game. You're gonna get your dice penetrated. Your dice are gonna be penetrating in this system. Much penetration of dice in this system. It's grim. I actually quite like it. It's kind of an interesting system. Ambidextrous people are modeled. Starting age. Where does it say? What the hell? Because there is a section on age and how age affects you, but I don't know where it's stored. Miscellaneous rules, maybe? Speeding time, no. That's all spells, that's the index. There's Pixie Fairies, hell yeah. Fires in particulars? No, that's under age. Did they get away Get rid of the aging rules, or is that in the DMG? Maybe in the DMG. Which makes sense. I've never had the pleasure of having one. I wanted one. Never had the pleasure, though. Right, never mind then. But yeah, no, there was actually a line in the basic rules for Hackmaster, which says something like, oh yeah, it turns out that men are immune to the negative penalty on looks that comes with aging. They call it the Sean Connery effect. Which is just very much a thing. Like, there's a difference, don't you think, between like the average bloke getting older and Sean Connery getting older. It's like saying that there's like no difference between like the average woman getting older and Meryl Streep getting older, kind of thing. It's just are you freaking? It's just that kind of a thing. Anyway, short rant aside, very funny. What am I after? I'm after character points. Character creation, yes. So starting honor. So I want to add everything that isn't. Wait, what is it? What are the ability scores? Strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, constitution, looks, and charisma. Have I done one too many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, there's all of them. That's nice. So we're doing honor, and honor's a fun little system. So you just get the average and remove the fractional. That's fun. Right, so looks like we're going to get a +1 overall from the fractionals. So we've got 6, 16 is 22, 36, 48, 58, 75, no, 74, 84 divided by 7 is 12. So that's my personal honor, is 12. Which is, I think, average. We'll come back to that thought. So that's honor. If necessary, adjust the result by honor modifiers from charisma and looks. Okay, so we go to looks. Our looks are ridiculous. They're at 16. So at 16, we get an extra 3 honor. And from charisma's at 10, which is nothing. So we get 3 extra honor added on. So my personal honor is 15. And honor, how does honor work? Where's honor? Where's honor? Where's my honor? There we are. Alignment, honor, and fame. We've got honor. If we got 15, then that's character honor table. What the hell? Wait, we're level 1 and we're at 15, so that's average, but we're like solidly in the middle of average honor, which is very nice. How the character measures up to society's ideals of courage, integrity, and inner strength, which is an interesting aspect to be putting in the game, or like to be putting in like for your character, like the way that society's expectations on you influences how you play your character, which it kind of should, to be fair, to an extent. But it's like I don't know, it's just an interesting thing to have as like a game mechanic in some ways. But yeah, it's just very interesting. With high honor comes respect, power, influence, and position. Without it, characters can expect disrespect, shame, and insults. So yeah, it is average personal honor. Okay, so now that we've done honor, yeah, and it's only gone up by 1. So yeah, there's no way to increase it beyond that, I don't believe. Determine priors and particulars. In this deck, will determine your height, weight, age, and some background information about your character, so that's fine. Where's priors and particulars? Here we go. Starting age. Oh wait, no, these are going to be down in the Pixie Fairy section, I'm sure. Aren't they? That's weapons and stuff. But they don't seem to say very much about physiology. Ah, here we go. So height is 16 plus 2d4 inches tall. So if I'm 16, then I get 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 inches tall. Wait, where are the priors and particulars? That's all that stuff. That's combat related. Those are skills, possessions, magic, cleric magic, wounds, contacts and allies, adventure, notes, background, fatigue, armor and shield, weapons, lots of weapons, pack beaters and pack animals and beaters, other possessions, special unique items. Don't tell me it's right at the start. It's probably right at the start, isn't it? Right at the start. Yep, so there's height. We're 21 inches tall, which is very small. What's that? Like, that's 1'9", I think. 1'9". I'm 1'9" tall. And weighs roughly 9 to 7 pounds. Okay, so 7 plus 5, so I'm 12 pounds. Don't even weigh a stone. Don't even weigh a stone. Let's see. Any more interesting stuff? Oh yeah, there's handedness. We need to figure out our handedness. Oh wait, can we figure out our BMI? Because yeah, there's a whole BMI calculator here. Where it works out your weight from your BMI. And your height, which is the thing. Handedness, D100 roll. So there's my D10s. Math rock time. 81. Naturally, that's right-handed because it is like a 10% chance. Which does matter in this system, actually, which is very fun. So that's handedness. Then we've got character heritage and lineage. Dwarves and elves are all legitimate. Gnomes, half-elves, and halfling have a 1 in 20 chance of being illegitimate. For gnome titans and humans, chances 1 in 10. Half-goblins have a 19 in 20 chance of being illegitimate, and all half-orcs are bastards. Oh, dear me. Yeah, they use some aggressive language in this section as well. Oh my goodness me. I'd say we're probably very similar to being... What are they called? Elves. So where's the section on relations? No, that's not relations. Physiology, flight, space. Females have larger antennae. High metabolism, heal 1 hit point per day per wound. That's insane for this system. Insane, so it is. Do not receive half hit die rolls on even levels. Wow. Right. What else do we have? Pixie fairies do not have individual teeth, but rather have 2 crescent-shaped, bony, rigid, ridges that span the upper and lower jaw, as would rows of teeth. Though these partially segmented ridges can easily be mistaken for rows of individual teeth, they are actually all of one piece. That's brilliant. These creatures. Reincarnation. Oh, if you die of old age, you're naturally reincarnated as a new pixie fairy with no former knowledge of their past selves. Interesting. But yeah, no note on family with that, which is a shame. Woodland thralls. You are small, quick, nimble, and cute, sort of like a butterfly. Oh dear. Goods and gear. Right, okay, so it doesn't say much about family. Because you just get reincarnated and stuff, don't you? So we can ignore all the stuff about family and the priors and particulars. Age is covered, weight is covered, family is covered, handedness is covered. Extended family, other traits in particular, you can choose all those. What's the next step then? Quirks and flaws. Quirks and flaws. This is a fun section, by the way. This is actually really good. I like the quirks and I love a quirks and flaws system in an RPG, one that just makes life a little bit more difficult. It's very fun. Very little control over what quirks or flaws you receive. You must roll randomly on the quirk and flaw tables in this section, but you may spend any of your remaining build points to re-roll on any of the tables. Spending one build point allows you one re-roll and ignoring the previous result, and you can just do this repeatedly. The upside of randomly determining quirks and flaws, you can earn significantly more build points than you earn with cherry picking. Where's the table? Oh my god, look at that table. D1000 required here. And you can just keep rolling for days. Quirks are interesting, flaws are interesting. So let's have a little look at them here. So where's the note about how many you get for cherry picking? Quirk or flaw, that's a table for varieties of malady. You must roll on the table if there are no BP differences between the results. If there are differences, you may choose a specific result from the table. Okay. You'll probably benefit from no more than 3 or 4 of them, so be wary and rise when rolling. Okay. Okay, you can cherry pick. You can choose which quirks and flaws you want, unlike rolling randomly, however you don't earn as many build points. Choosing your first specific quirk or flaw only provides build points worth half the listed value, rounded down. Choosing additional quirks or flaws also drops the value by half, as well as an additional 5 build points penalty. We gotta go for randomness, don't we? We have to go full random here. We have to. That's the only choice. The rules are telling me I have to go random. Right, we're gonna roll 3 times and record them, and then we're gonna look them up. So, first of all, I've only got 2 d10s here, so I'm gonna have to roll another d10 afterwards. So let's see, 5, 4, 5. I'm gonna type these into the chat, by the way. So 5, 4, 5. Then we're gonna get. Wait, what is 5, 4? Actually, no, I'll tell you what. We won't do it full random. 5, 4, 5 is. This freaking game, I swear to God. Look at what 5, 4. Hold on. Look at what 5, 4, 5 is. Look what I just rolled. No, you freaking game. I hate this game. I actually hate this game. Okay, maybe we re-roll that one. Maybe we re-roll that one. That one's fine to re-roll. Right, I'm doing one re-roll. Make note of it. So that's 8, 9, 3. 8, 9, 3. 8, 9, 3. 8, 9, 3 is myopia. Well, that's not too bad. Myopia. So it's... Wait, hold on. Is it? Stop moving. Flaws. Myopia. Nearsighted. Characters with this disability can only adequately focus their vision on objects relatively close. The further an object is, the further it becomes. Use of missile weapons can be problematic at a -1/2 hit penalties applied at distances greater than 40 feet, and increases by an extra -1 for every additional 20 feet. Nearsighted characters also have difficulty distinguishing distant objects, thus myopic characters suffer a -40 penalty to observation, but gain a +10% bonus to scrutiny checks. You know what? That one's kind of interesting. I will go for myopic. Let's see. So go in here. Where are quirks and flaws? There we go. Myopic is right there. And is this? No. Next one. Here we go. That gives me another 30 points. So I'm now at 61. 61 points. Let's roll again. I got 4, 6, 0. 460. What's 460? Let's see. 460. So it's a quirk. 460 is obnoxious. I am obnoxious. Good to know. And wait. Oh, those are flaws, not quirks. Obnoxious, which is a category all of its own. Oh dear. Obnoxious. This character thinks they're the world's friendliest person, and generally they are. However, this behavior makes them extremely unpopular. They want to be the center of attention at any social gathering and does whatever he can to get that attention. Always drinks too much, may perform some type of outrageous behavior to gain attention, such as stripping to unmentionables and cavorting in the tavern. Loses 75 fractional points off charisma because of this annoying behavior. God damn it, I need that charisma. What are you doing to my res? Well, I get 18 build points out of it, so it's probably worth it. Right. So that's... how much extra points is that? Obnoxious is 18. So that's 79 build points. I go down to 84. 984. No, not 984. I can't numbers. I can spend 7 build points to get back to where I was. I think I will. Because I balance out on the whole. So I'll spend those 7 points to get back up to where I was. So I'm now down to 72. So instead of gaining 18 build points, I only got 11, but I'm now obnoxious. Oh, this freaking game. Seriously. Obnoxious. Lovely. Noted. Right. Let's roll again. We got 6, 4, 0. 640. Superstitious. Interesting. Superstitious. And it looks like there's a choice between them all. Superstitious. Characters who are superstitious feel they can control what happens to them by avoiding certain actions or performing certain rituals. These people put a lot of faith in luck. They may wish to have a lucky tunic that they never take off or never wash for fear of washing the luck away. They may avoid doing any adventuring on certain days of the month, feeling as if those days are unlucky for them. To determine a character's superstition, roll on the following chart. Note that some results, unlucky lucky colours and unlucky animals, include sub-tables that require a separate die roll to narrow down your character's affliction. Right, okay. Well, first of all, that's 15 build points, so I'll note those. Gotta get those build points in. I've gone too far. So 15 and 72 is 87. Right, so I got 2. They believe a certain colour is lucky. Only wears clothing of this colour, prefers animals and items of this colour, and those who wear this colour. Right, so we've got a D12. My lucky colour is black. Oh, this bodes very well for me. This bodes incredibly well for me. Right, oh, I just closed the window. Well done, Mel. Lucky colour black. So I like wearing black. I like people wearing black. This bodes incredibly well. Fantastic. That's actually really good. And also I can see this going in some incredibly fun ways if I were to actually, you know, play this character. That would be really funny if I played this character. That'd be so fun. Also, this is handy. Having this little drop out right here. Very nice. Right. Last random quirk. Let's please not get racist again. I got 7, 3, 0. 730. What's 730? 730. Animal antipathy. Please be racist. No, I got racist. I just opted not to accept it, even though it would have been 40 build points. Yeah, 730 is animal antipathy, which is apparently between 15 and 35 build points. That's interesting. So that's a flaw. That is a flaw. Animal antipathy. Let's see. There's something about this character, whether it be mannerisms interpreted as submissive, or some, oh dear, or some pheromone they unwittingly emit that causes a particular type of animal to invariably behave in an aggressive manner towards them. For example, dogs, even those properly trained and of a friendly disposition, will assume a defensive posture and bark incessantly at the character. Those trained for aggression, such as sentry dogs, will always seek to attack them until restrained. They will never become accustomed to their presence and persist in this aggressive behaviour each and every time they sense the PC. Characters with this flaw obviously may never employ such a creature as a working animal, be it as a hunting companion, mount, or sentry. In addition, associates will be hard-pressed to do the same, as the animal will be difficult to control in a PC with an animal antipathy as in their presence. In the case of wild animals, these creatures will preferentially attack the afflicted character. Mel hates animals, you heard it here first. No, I love animals. It's the animals for some reason don't like me. Right, there's something I need to check. So what happens when it's a random one? Let's see. Oh, listed values are only for the first quirk or flaw taken. Reduce the value of each subsequent quirk or flaw by an additional 5 build points. Okay, so I've just lost 15 points total, because that's my... Well, actually, no, tell that. So I lose 5, then 10, then 15. So I lose 30 off of what this is. That's fine. And the player must create a backstory for all quirks and flaws. If they fail to do so, the character only receives 50% of the build points earned rounded down for each quirk and or flaw without a backstory. Wow. Right. Rolling randomly. Where's the random bit? EPs earned by rolling randomly are given on the table. When shared picking a quirk and flaw at the table, you must roll on the table. It doesn't say that I don't. Oh, so I must roll on the table, right, okay. So animal antipathy. What animal is it that hates my guts? D20 roll. Let's roll my favorite black D20. I got a 1. Dogs. Dogs hate me, including wolves, but not intelligent lupine monsters such as wargs or storm wolves. 30 build points. I might as well have not rolled for this one, now I think about it. Still, dogs hate me, that's fine. That's completely fine. Dogs and wolves. That's fun. Right, so that balances everything out now. Probably. Where is ability scores? There we go. There we go. So. That's gonna do it for me. Definitely did not need that one. How do you pay them off? Because there's a thing with this as well. Overcoming handicaps. Where is it now? By dint and perseverance, characters may overcome their quirks and flaws. In game terms, this is handled by allocating build points equivalent to those listed under the particular malady. This may be done at any point in a character's career. So you can overcome those. You can overcome those negative things. So if I've got, say, yeah, it costs. Wait, I should have noted all the costs. So yeah, I've actually diddled myself out of 30 build points. Well done, Mel. That cost me 30. It's 30 build points, but I also didn't get them because it's more expensive as I go on, which is not helpful. Myopia was 30 build points also. Good to make note of them. Obnoxious. I think is... Where is it? Oh yeah, it's a quirk rather than a flaw. Obnoxious was 18 build points. And superstitious was 15 build points also. So really, I should have stopped at superstitious. Actually, I should have stopped at superstitious. But yeah, so basically I can correct those by paying them back. The first one's really useful. Like, having one of them is really good. Having two of them, like a second one, like you're gonna have to pay. It's like taking out a loan. This game's very much one of those games that like you want to take out loans for. So like, you take a big penalty, and it gives you a bunch of build points, and you can pay it off again later. So like, yeah, I've got short-sightedness, for example. but it gives me more build points to make my character better now. And then it means that I'm stronger at level 1, and I'm going to get 15 build points whenever that happens. I can then spend that on getting rid of myopia. And that just, like, makes my life a bit better. So yeah, fun. Right, next point of character creation, because that was fun, actually. I quite enjoyed doing that. Skills, talents, and proficiencies. That's an interesting one. I think we should probably start looking at what comes with my character. We'll probably just like keep going until 9, and then I'll probably call the stream. So let's see. We're level 1. So I get 140 spell points. So where's mage spells? 140 spell points, which leaves me with 140 spell points. Let's have a little look at the attributes first. Because I think I still need to actually put the scores in. The ability scores, we've got 637. 637, minus 3 damage, minus 6 feet of strength. So, minus 3 damage, minus 6 feet of strength. I can lift 130 pounds, apparently. Despite being not even 2 foot tall, I can lift 130 pounds. Don't ask me how. Well, I mean, that's like my deadlift is the thing. My zero encumbrance is 8, 16, 32, 48. So we're going up in 8, 8, 16. Wait, is that some of the previous two? No, that's double that, triple the previous. 8, 16, 32, 48. So 8, 16, 32, 48. And my drag weight, 325, which doesn't seem right. I do not think I should be able to drag 325 pounds, but here we are. Everything based off of intelligence. Attack modifier. I have 16 intelligence. My attack modifier is +2, and I get 15 extra build points. Was that +2? Really? Attack modifier +2. Yes, I forgot. Maximum spell per level. We'll check that with magic in a bit. Wisdom. My wisdom is 14. 14 +1 to initiative, which is actually not bad. Defense modifier. We'll get 6 building points as well. Ignore the building points for now. Defense modifier on 14 is a +1. Mental save modifier is also a +1. Very good. Dexterity. Dexterity is the big one. Dexterity is what makes you really good at combat. You want a lot of dexterity as much as possible. My dexterity is 1230. So we're at +1 on initiative. That's fine. Not too bad. Attack modifier is +1. Not too bad. Defense modifier, significant here, is also +1. Dodge save modifier is 0 and +1 to feat of agility. +1? +1. Individuality. Lovely. There's +1, isn't it? Yes, +1. Constitution. Physical saving throw. My con is 10, which balances out. No physical saving throw modifier. Looks, there's nothing. Then there's just charisma. Charisma. Very charismatic, actually. I've got oh, not charismatic. I've got good looks, not good charisma. There's a difference. I'm obnoxious. I don't get to be that charismatic. Turning modifier and morale modifier are going to be 0, aren't they? Yep, 0 across the board. Maximum proteges, number 3. Very nice. Oakley dokley. That's all worked out pretty well. Very nice. So next, rather, what was the next thing? Roll hit points. Now, I think there was a particular rule when it came to Pixie Fairies, when it comes to their hit point total. Where is the note on the hit point? Pixie Fairies. Yeah, I really wish this was all like in this stat block, but that would be making life too easy. Any for the sake of not points. Pixie Fairies do not receive a half hit die rolls on even levels and receive different hit dice for their classes than other races. To wit, when a d4 for hit points is called for, such as for a mage, a Pixie Fairy receives only a d3, for d6 a d4, for d8. Wait. Yeah, 4 for d3, for a 6 they get a d4, a d8 they get a d5, for a d10 they get a d6. Okay, so I roll a d3 for hit points, apparently. This bodes well. Bodes very well for me. Right, so where's the note on hit points? Size bonus. Let's see what the size bonus for Pixie Fairies is. It's not the first time I've rolled a Pixie Fairy, but it's been a very long time. Constitution plus limited class roll, is that it? Not Constitution bonus, is it? That's ability scores. Fires in particular course involved proficiency, talent, skills. Hit points. Mage. Right, here we go. There's the cognition table, which I also need to look at. So we've got an intelligence of 16, which is very nice. So I can have 4 spells known per level, 70% chance to learn. So 4 spells per level, 70% chance to learn. Lovely. What else am I missing? You get 2 apprentice level spells, 1 journeyman spell, 1 first level. And there's multi-classing. I don't want to film multi-class. Hit points, where's the note on hit points? E4, that's 1. The character classes section, weapon specialization, no. Where's the thing that says how you do hit points? Constitution. I'll be in Constitution, won't it? So it's Constitution score plus size bonus, and then the die roll. Okay, so it's in the racial description. Let's look at dwarves. Their hit points is 10 plus con plus class roll. Ah, right, okay. So as a pixie fairy, I only get con plus class roll. So I got 10 plus a d3 for hit points. Right, this is fine. So I've got d6 here. I rolled a 6. Incredible. So I actually get the maximum hit point total as a pixie fairy of 13. Wonderful. And the last hit point roll is 13. 3 rather, sorry. That's not too bad actually. But yeah, super duper squishy. Especially considering how much damage weapons do in this game. Like, hold on, let me just find weapons. Where are they? There's goods, services, and equipment. Go to weapons. So yeah, if we go for, say, your typical longsword, for example, where's the longsword? Here we go. So, does a d8 for damage. Oh no, tell a lie. It does 2d8 for damage. That's an average of 9. An average of 9 damage on a longsword. A longsword could relatively easily one-shot me. Which makes sense if you think about it. Yeah, Hackmaster's an interesting system. So yeah, damage is very high, and hit points start low and they stay low. You get like half level ups for every level. Like when you're like level 20 in Hackmaster, you're basically level 10 in D&D. In terms of hit points anyway. Yeah, like a dagger does 2d4 damage. 2d4. Crazy. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I mean, like, the way that it works is that the game really does its best to try and incentivize you to carry a shield if you're going to be in melee combat. You don't need to take it, but it's very helpful for defense. Like, the way that, like, D&D, for example. Like, if you're playing 5th edition or any edition, when you're attacked, your opponent will be rolling a d20, and they will be adding their attack bonus, whereas your defense is going to be 10 plus whatever your defense bonus is. In this system, instead of having like that flat 10 for your defense, you actively have to roll a defense die. And by standard, it's a d20. It can also be a d12 or even lower, actually. But if you're not carrying a shield, you get a -4 penalty. You get a -4 penalty on your defense roll if you're not wearing a shield. Which is really sucky. But what happens though, if you're carrying that shield, it's easier to defend against attacks. But then when someone actually attacks your shield has a certain number of hit points. And so is it the first or second, but like one of the 2 dice that's used, like for a hand axe, for example, d4 plus d6, compared to, what else is there? Yeah, I think when I'm pretty sure you don't use the second of the dice when you're attacking someone's shield. Unless I'm mistaken. Does it actually say? It says somewhere around here, or it should do. Nice description of each weapon, which is very cute. That's combat. But yeah, regardless, when you're using a shield, it reduces the amount of effect on doing something. Shield. There's shields. Improves character's defense by 2. More importantly, permits to roll a full 2d20 for defense. Very nice. In here somewhere. But yeah, it's interesting. What was I talking about? I was talking about something before I got distracted by that. Oh yeah, it was the amount of damage I was going to take. So yeah, I rolled hit points. I got my HP. Record base attack, defense, damage, and initiative. Right. Determined by wisdom and dexterity modifiers, while base attack is determined by intelligence and dexterity modifiers. Right. So now we get to go to combat. I think it's combat. Combat. Yeah. So by standard, my damage doesn't appear to have populated properly. Has it? Doesn't appear to have. That's very helpful. Right, where are my stats? Ability scores. Right, so my attack bonus is 2 for intelligence, and 1 for dexterity. So my overall attack is +3. My defense is 1 + 1, so that's 2. My initiative is 2. My damage is at -3. Because of course it is. So we want to go to combat. Where's combat? Is that up here? Here we go. So yeah, damage is at -3, defense is 2, attack is 3, that's damage reduction, initiative is 2, that's fine. My move rate is... I don't remember what my move rate is. Somewhere down here. So being a pixie fairy, I think I move at 1/3 the speed of a human if I'm walking. Yeah, 1/3 normal human speed when not flying. 1.5 times normal human speed in flight. So assume I'm going to be flying, then I'm moving 7.5 feet. Is my move rate, which is not bad actually. Next action. Oh, it's just a little round counter, so it like tracks what your next move is going to be on. Yeah, the combat system in this system is great. It's really the reason why I want to like test out the system again and just get a feel for it. Because instead of it being like, okay, roll initiative. Who's first in initiative order? You go. Who's next in initiative order? You go. Instead, it just goes by a kind of a count-up system. So it starts on count 1, and then everybody who's able to move or attack or do whatever can then take their turn. And then once they have, it's dependent on their speed stat for their weapon and what skill they have in it that determines how soon they can attack again. So it could be anywhere from like 15 seconds to like 5 seconds or less. So if your speed stat is say 8 and you first get your first hit on like turn 3, your next turn will be on turn 11. And it goes quite quick actually when you get started. It's not like you've got to wait for everybody to take their turn. It's usually just like, okay, my guy moves 10 feet. Next turn, my guy moves another 10 feet. And then, okay, my guy's in melee now, so he's going to attack. He attacks, does the thing. And yeah, it goes quite a lot quicker, which is quite interesting. Anyway. So yeah, fun little next action counter. Right, what is the next thing I need to do? That's hit points. Base, attack, defense, damage, initiative, got that. Starting money, character receives a grub stake of 35 plus 2d12 penetrating. 2d12 penetrating. Where is it? Silver pieces with which to start adventuring career. So 2d12, so I've got d12 here. So I roll a 9 and I roll a 10. So 19 plus 35 is 54. 54 smackaroos. So where's my treasure? Is it in gear? Stored gear? No. Pack animal gear? No. Gear? Yep, so silver was 54 silver. Lovely. 54 smackaroonies. Should you choose, you may spend building points to gain starting coinage at the rate of 1 build point per 5 silver pieces. That is so not worth it. Equipment. So then you just buy stuff, basically. And then that's basically it, by the looks of it. Not bad. And then you've got tons of build points left over as well. So yeah, I think there's special gear that I can actually wear as a Pixie Fairy. I'm pretty sure I have to wear robes as a mage, because you're like severely limited in what you're actually able to do as a mage. Oh wait, I've not done skills? I completely forgot skills, didn't I? Got my skills. Where's skills? Yes, skills, talents, and proficiencies is something that would be good to do. Let's do that. So I'll go to Pixie Fairy again because we get a couple of skills for free, which is very nice. Oh, I forgot about the +8 defense bonus. I completely forgot about that. Because we're so small. So I need to go to, where's combat? Where's combat? Combat. Combat! There we go. That's carried possessions. No, I want to... Never mind. I'll scroll to it. Here we go. So I get another +8, so my defense is actually... Where's the thing? Where's the thing? The thing that lets me... Why won't they let me change my defense stats? My defense should be a lot higher. Actually. Oh dear. Somehow I don't think this was actually designed for a Pixie Fairy. I think I choose to believe that this is one of the jokes. This is one of the jokes. They don't expect a Pixie Fairy to be using this character sheet. It's just doubling down on the in-universe racism. Okay. Right, okay, so apparently defense bonus on this only goes up by like 2. Can I change this? So, wait, hold on. Can I... If I set this to -4, that doesn't change. Good. Set this. My defense bonus is at 8. That's officially on my shield. But there's nowhere else I can really put it. And these are specifically on weapons. And that's kind of annoying. So... ability scores... I mean, I suppose I could put it on, like, some random stat. That's annoying. They really did not expect a Pixie Fairy to be using this, which is tragic. Tragic indeed. I mean, it says I've got a shield here, but it doesn't seem to be applying the defensive bonus. How do I get it to apply the defense bonus? Where can I do this? Where can I do this? Shall I just dump it on... What am I the least likely to level up? Like, dexterity is likely to go up. I'd say wisdom, probably. Can we put my wisdom defense modifier all the way up to 9? No, it won't let me go higher than 3. Damn it! Right, this form fillable character sheet's becoming a right pain in my butt. Do I have another one? I do have another one. Good. Oh, and it does actually let me modify everything. Oh, but it's the pre-written one, which is annoying. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of Googling and like transfer this onto another form fillable Hackmaster character sheet. Still, it's a good enough place to start. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit hung up on this. It's when I saw how ridiculously OP I am with that +8 defense bonus. Amazing. Also +3 attack bonus when flying or mounted. Actually, I know exactly where I can put it. Hold on. I know exactly where I can put it. Go to combat. I mean, I did. Right, so that +8's not helping. Does not automatically counter. Or calculate, rather. I suppose I can just put it into my weapon effects, maybe? Like, my go-to is going to be spells anyway, because, you know, mage. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I'll just remember to change it. So. Skills. 1 free mastery die in the listening skill. Right, this skills is going to be a whole thing, by the way. So, first purchase of a skill requires a number of points equal to the relevant ability score or lowest relevant ability if multiple are listed. So, if I'm going for the listening skill, then I need to go to L for listening. And I get 1 free purchase. It's wisdom. My wisdom is ba-ba-dee-ba-ba-dee-ba. My wisdom's 14. So I start at 14, which is officially unskilled. No, the first purchase does get you that. That's assuming, wait, hold on. Class may provide some. Is there not universal skills? Yeah, there's universal skills as well. Where's the notes on universal skills? Utilizing universal skills. Skills that most folk have been exposed to. For skills the character has no mastery and roll percentile dice against the skill's relevant ability. If 2 relevant ability scores are listed, use the character's weakest score. If a skill is not universal, they don't know where to begin and can't use the skill until they receive some training in it. There's no mastery, roll percentile dice against the skill's relevant ability. Right, so that's just whatever the lowest is. That's fine. Okay, that's okay. So skills, we've got universal skills here. Does this populate automatically? That'd be quite nice if it did. So there's universal skills. That just tells us already what they are. So listening, in any case, is a wisdom, so that's fine. Let's go to listening. It is known and trained in. It starts on 14 because it's a universal. And then I get to roll a d12 penetrating. I get a 2. My listening skills are a mighty and powerful 16. Wonderful. Are there any things that affect my skills here? Myopic affects observation, superstitious doesn't do anything, and antipathy doesn't do anything. That's completely fine. So myopic just affects my observation skill. which is also wisdom, which is 14. So that's in skills, quirks and flaws. What was that? Myopia? No. Under M, myopia. Myopia. Minus 40 penalty to observation. Minus 40 to observation, 10 to scrutiny. So observation is wisdom. It should be 14. So observation, it should be 14, so it goes to negative something to something. Can't believe that's so low. I can't even set it to negative 26. Can't even get to negative 26. Also, I love that that's so low. Anywhere I can set quick note on it. Doesn't look like it. Helpful. Skills. But no observation skill, that's helpful. Completely fine. There's building point. I do wish there was a way to note that. That'd be handy. You can't have negative skills. That's fine. Right. Getting distracted once again. I'm very good at that, in case you've not noticed. 1 free mastery die in the sneaking skill. Sneaking, you say? Sneaking is going to be universal. Sneaking, dexterity based. My dexterity is not bad. My dexterity is in 12, so roll another d12. And I get 10, so my sneaking's at 22, which is not bad. Sneak, 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 sneak. Sneaky breaky. Sneaky breaky indeed. Very sneaky breaky. Universal skills are here. Sneaking. 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 What did I roll? 22, didn't I? I got 22. 22. We'll also take a point in scrutiny, which I get 10 in. What is scrutiny, by the way? Scrutiny is wisdom, so I get plus 10 in that naturally. It's based off of wisdom, which is 14, so I'm at 24 for scrutiny, which is pretty decent. Let's see what else. I am a mage as well, so I do get some free abilities here too. Being a mage, not a multi-class mage, just a regular mage. I get arcane lore skill for free at first level, and free mastery points in the skill level equal to intelligence mastery die modifier each time they advance in level. That's nice. Intelligence mastery die. Is probably something in the mage thingamabobber, isn't it? Does it even say where it is? Function of intelligence, the exact quantity determined by consulting the mastery die roll modifier on 154. 154. Equal to their intelligence mastery die modifier on 154. And it's over here. Here's 154. Right, so because I'm at 16, I'll be getting +3 points in arcane lore every level. So arcane lore is intelligence derived entirely, it's not universal. Let's see. So being a mage. How does this work? I think I just roll a d12, don't I? And 2 free purchases of literacy and native language, which is very handy. I'm fairly sure. Character classes. No. Mage. Spellcasting. Mishaps. Spells. Efficiencies. Mastery points in this skill. An initial purchase of the arcane lore skill. Okay, so I just get to buy arcane lore at first level for free. I rolled a 12. This is great. Okay, so here's another thing that they do in this system. You get penetrating dice, and the dice penetration is about to begin. So because we rolled a 12, what happens is we subtract 1 from the die roll and roll again. So I've got 12 just now. And I rolled a 5. So that would be 17, but it's -1, so it's 16. So I have 16 in arcane lore. Arcane lore. I start with 16 points and I get +3 for free every level, which is lovely. So that's arcane lore. And I also get language skill for my native language. My native language being a pixie fairy is, where is the language thing? We know Paleolithic is the language, so I'll just copy that because I cannot be bothered trying to type that when I'm not paying attention. The language skill, it's universal because it's a language, it makes sense. Language is based on intelligence. It is universal for your native language. Because it's intelligence, it's equal to my intelligence stat, which is 16. And I get 2 free purchases. So go to skills. We're at 16, so I roll. And I get 6, so that's 22. And a 5, so that's 27. So my linguistic skill is 27. Specifically in my own language, which is funny because I don't think I get common. Do I? I don't think I do. Because I'm a pixie fairy, what do I get in terms of language? Okay, their own language. No written form thought to be an offshoot of High Elven. Many pixie fairies learn Elven, Gnomish, Butterfly, Moth, Songbird, and perhaps even the local human language. I love that. Perhaps even the local human language. Adorable. Yeah, it's like encouraged to at least learn to speak human because most people will be able to speak some degree of human. That's fun though. Right, anything else that I can get from either my class or my race? That's a Master Die in Listening, Master Die in Sneaking. Limited Telepathy when you're the Mother Tree. May cast Phantom Irritation once a day as a natural abilities. Amazing. Shed Illumination equivalent to Candlelight. I'm a glow bug. It's adorable. Really is adorable. Right, okay, nothing else from there, so we're gonna have to have a look at Mage. We've got our proficiencies. We get magical transcription for free, that's good to know. Only staves and daggers cost standard BP due to poor martial background. Yeah, mages are not good at fighting. It's very expensive for them to level up their fighting. But there's also special rules around what to do as a pixie fairy with equipment. Down here. Pixie fairies exist in a tribal hunter-gatherer society. The fecundity of their realm, coupled with their magical nature, has obviated the need to settle down and develop agriculture and technology as humans did. As such, pixie fairies do not have or desire the ability to manufacture the vast array of goods produced by humans. What little they need is repurposed from material readily available in their forests. Those few unattainable items they truly fancy, such as coloured garments or petite rapiers, can be bartered from elf friends. There are not, by and large, diminutive analogues for all of the equipment found in Chapter 12, Goods and Gear. Pixie fairies do not wear body armour or employ shields, for good reason. They're small and dodgy enough as it is. For what use would they be against gigantic human weaponry? Even if they did covet these goods, the precision workmanship required to make a scaled replica would tax all but the most expert craftsmen. They have a limited selection of weapons, as these serve their minimal need for arms. All but the petite rapier are constructed from raw materials gathered from the woods. That is adorable. Right, so they've got... So, like, these are basically freaking D&D weapons here. The Bloodthorn Quarterstaff does, of all things, 1d6 damage. 1d6 damage. A Fairy Sputum, a petite, which is a two-handed weapon, actually. A petite rapier and a moonblade. Amazing. Right, okay. And they've also got a pixie fairy bow. But I don't think I get to buy these, or like if I do, I'm not very skilled at it. So I suppose no weapons for Melanie. Or, well, pixie fairy Melanie anyway. Right, okay, so that's fine. Proficiencies. There's weapon proficiencies, bilingual proficiency, that could be handy. The groin stomp proficiency, are you kidding me? We need the groin stomp proficiency. Hell yes. You can make some good money with that, actually. Proficiencies. Groin stomp. I do love that there's like a direct link right to it. It's perfect. It's free. No way, it's free. Oh, but it's a Gnome Titan ability. I forgot it's a Gnome Titan ability. A Gnome Titan can perform this attack only on opponents who are already prone, who have been knocked to the ground, or who are sleeping. If this precondition is met, the Gnome Titan can jump onto or kick his opponent. The stomp need not actually be in the groin. A successful attack hits with sufficient force to stun the opponent for 2d8 penetrating seconds and cause 1 to 4 points of damage per stomp. Penetration damage does not apply, that's a shame. Some people would pay good money for that, I know, right? Dear. While the opponent's on the ground, the Gnome Titan can continue to perform this maneuver, causing additional damage every 10 seconds until the opponent is unconscious. This particularly vicious form of attack also causes the victim to lose a point of honor. All Gnome Titans possess this ability regardless of class. Amazing. Right, well, what do I need? There was a good skill. Magical transcription, got that. So where are my proficiencies? Is there a separate section for that, or is it just an overview? Just here. So magical transcription. Lovely. Do I get any other proficiencies? So yeah, it gives you a chance to transcribe weapon. Not weapon, sorry. Changes described with a special emphasis on copying magical formulae from one medium to another. Such work is both tedious and slow, requiring 30 minutes of time per spell level to transcribe the Dwemer in meticulous detail. It's presumed the mage has a spell book within which to inscribe the enchantment they wish to add to their repertoire. Recording the spell will incur additional expenses for quills, ink, and possible supplemental consumables. Costs summarised below. Because yeah, this system really loves to nickel and dime you. It really does. Like a 20th level spell is like 60 silver pieces. That's fun. Oh, peg leg proficiency. Amazing, in case you happen to have a leg removed. Skinning, tanning, style sense. Wonderful. Taxidermy skill. This system's like, because it's a point buy system, or like a building point system, this system just like gets away with having things for like ridiculous costs sometimes. Like there's so many fun and silly abilities you can do for like no point. Very handy. I do like the labourer skill as well. Like if you've got any degree of strength about you, take the labourer skill from just one build point. Because you can actually meaningfully contribute to some task or other. Such as constructing a castle wall, harvesting a crop, or mining ore. They need not be familiar with the task, as long as they are supervised by someone who is. Which is very fun. Road marching. The Angawa battle cry. Very fun. Also, Sid. Hello, Sid. Good to see you, Sid. Thank you for 35 months. Has it been so long? Thank you so much, Sid. Hopefully you're doing well. What are we learning here? We are doing some character creation for Hackmaster, actually, which I keep coming back to every now and again. I got it in my head that I need to have a look at this combat system, because the combat system for Hackmaster is very fun, and in order to do that, but I mean, I don't need to make a new character, but it's been a long time since I have, and it does take a bit of time, and if I want to bully anyone into ever actually playing, then I, you know, kind of need to, like, actually do it. So, yeah, no, it's fun. But yeah, hopefully you're doing good there, Sid. Hopefully all's well. Why are the two different... Oh, because there's literacy as well, which is a separate skill. Wait, actually, did I get it wrong? I think I got it wrong. I don't think I heard of this one. If you've heard of Knights of the Dinner Table, it's the game that they play in that comic. Knights of the Dinner Table. It's fun. It's very silly, very crunchy. If you like, if you enjoyed how number crunchy like 3rd edition was, then it's probably gonna like be even crunchier. It's a fun one. It's a very fun one. Sorry, I'm an ignorant tabletop RPGer. That's fine. But yeah, it started out as a parody of D&D, so yeah, you can probably go from that. What was I thinking? I was thinking something... Yes, I needed to check. I'm making a Pixie Fairy as the thing goes. I like Pathfinder 2 and we played Pathfinder 1, which is close to 3rd edition. Yeah, it's probably quite similar. In some ways. Well, actually, no, tell a lie. It's very different, but similar in some other ways. I think I missed something, because the mage gets... arcane lore, 2 purchase of literacy skill. But there's a difference between literacy and linguistics, or language. So skill for language is one thing. So for language is the ability to speak the language. But there's another skill as well. Infinity! Good to see you, Infinity. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome, readers. Hopefully all is very well for you. I am Melanie, and yeah, I'm dipping my toe back into Hackmaster after having not looked at it for ages. You're playing some Repo. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Nikki Antiquity, good to see you. Hopefully all is good. Indeed. Puppy Raid. Hopefully all is good. Hopefully so. How is Repo going? Do tell. Also, if you do have to get some food, get some water, what have you, please do so. Yep, so I've done this wrong. So it's not 27 in my language skill. It's 27, well, no, it's 16 intelligence for my language. Because language is affected by intelligence. Where's language? Here it is. This is the language, so it's intelligence. It's universal for my native skill, which is fine. Oh, all characters receive skill mastery equal to 37 plus intelligence times 2 plus D20p. Okay, I missed that. So 37 plus 16 is 53 plus D20 pen. Oh, no. 53 plus another 16, which is 69. Nice. Plus D20. So 69 plus D20p. 69 plus 2. So 71. 72 language skill then. That's not so bad. Well, 71. So go to 70 and 1. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But yeah. Hopefully you're doing good there, Infinity. And Nikki. Hopefully all's good. So it turns out I'm literate in the language, which is good. Let's see. At 75... What is it? Novice is the first 25, 30, no, 25, up to 50, up to 75. So I'm advanced. Definitely advanced. Native speakers utilize non-standard pronunciation, grammar, and or inordinate use of epithets, but we'll sort that at some point. So I have advanced mastery of my language. But now I need to do 2 rolls of literacy to determine how good at writing I am. So that's a 2 and a 10, so I get 12. Oh wait, no, the first purchase is up at 16. Then the second purchase gets me to 18. So I've got 18 in my literacy skill. What does that look like actually? So... literacy skill. 18 is still novice. Read and generally comprehend documents meant for a general audience. Writing is rife with spelling and grammatical errors. Oh dear. Well, that's a shame. That's completely fine. So I am literate, even if I make a lot of spelling mistakes. But I do have literacy, which is very good. We've got plenty of spare building points for intelligence as well, which I could sink into getting my mastery level on my language skill up to expert. Speak and understand conversations. That's like all conversations. Non-native speakers only have a slight accent. Natives use standard pronunciation and grammar. Standard. But yeah, definitely want to get my basic literacy skill up as well. Want to reduce those spelling mistakes. Very important as a mage. You want to reduce those spelling mistakes. For example, you don't want to be casting a spell that says, yes, and you shall be shielded from all harm, and then just use the wrong grammar and say, no, you shall be a shield from harm. You do not want to turn a baby into a human shield unwillingly. That goes very badly. I have evidence. Dear me. So that's sorted that little error, which is very good. Observation's been nerfed -26, but that's fine. What do we think we need? What do we think we need? Because I've got tons of build points as it happens. Mage proficiencies. Nope, wrong one. Mage proficiencies. Because I kind of want to do the astrology thing, just for the hell of it. Just because it's kind of fun. Let's see. Spell books. Not spell books. So I've got the bonus skills. Oh yeah, I've not even sorted my spells yet. There's a question. Right, I got 2 apprentice level spells. So I got a 12, so I get springing. The spell springing. Copy that on over. So my first level apprentice spell is springing, which is nice. My second spell, I rolled an 8, so I get permanent mark. That's interesting. Permanent mark. What do we do with this? We'll have a quick look at what these actually do, because why not? So mage spells, apprentice, springing. Zoomed in very far. Okay, so 30 SP cost, verbal, semantic, and material components. Cast timer 1 second, touch range 1 individual for 2 minutes. You can increase the cost for increased distance. Allows an individual with gravity-defying a jumping ability. For vertical jumps, the character can ascend up to 10 feet. He can plant his feet on the rim, not merely dunk. He can also spring 10 feet backwards or bound 20 feet forward from standstill. The character gets a jogging or running start at least 10 feet. They can level up to 30 feet. I don't think I need that, because I can fly. What's permanent mark? Pretty much similar. You can have invisible marks, 100 SP, and make them visible. Applies only to invisible marks the caster is inscribed. They must be able to touch the marks to reveal them. The spell allows the caster to permanently inscribe a number of characters or symbols in a 1 square foot area. The wizard must trace the desired markings as a spell's semantic component, with the resultant script mirroring the width of his index finger. As such, there's a limit to how many characters can be written, especially for pudgy-fingered characters like dwarves. Wow. Infinity got to rest? Absolutely. Please do rest, Infinity. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for coming along. You rest well. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. Hopefully we'll catch you again. Let's see. Once inscribed, the writing is indelibly affixed to the surface. The only way to remove the writing is to physically chip away the surface upon which it was inscribed. It is for this reason such messages are often derisively referred to as wizard graffiti. Markings on a living organism, i.e. a passed out drunk's forehead, will only last for 3 months, after which time the marked upon skin has sloughed off. Permanent marks can be covered from view by paint, grime, or fungal growth, but it will still continue to radiate magic and may be found by a sense magical aura spell. For an additional 100 spell points, the caster may opt to inscribe his markings in invisible ink. This can be quite useful when reclaiming stolen property. The material component is 8. Okay, so you can make them invisible. So you do a permanent mark for 30. You can make it invisible for 130. And then you can make them visible again for another 20 later. That's just fun, isn't it? That's just fun. Yeah, I like the sound of that one, to be honest. I like the sound of that one. But yeah, that apprentice skill, we're gonna need to fix that. Right, let's get rid of the skill descriptions. Actually, keep the skill descriptions, close skills, because we'll come back to that. Mage spell. Yeah, we'll spend a BP and we'll re-roll the apprentice level spell. We get a 9. Phantom irritation. I've already got that. So that's 2. That's 8 again, which is permanent mark, which I've already got. But I get to re-roll a duplicate for free, so that's fine. I got 9, which again I want to get rid of. 4. Feat of strength. Okay, that'll be handy. Feat of strength just might be useful to me, considering I have... Wait, what's my strength again? My strength is 6. 36.37. That's terrible. Feat of Strength. Performs this action as if they possessed 1800 strength. That's brilliant. I'll take that happily. Feat of Strength. Let's go to my mage spells. Feat of Strength. Lovely. So that's going to be 30 cost for each of them. Now let's see what I can get for my Journeyman level spell. I rolled a 6. Freeze Water. Freeze Water. That is Konosuba tier ability right here, I do have to say. Freeze! Freaking love Konosuba. Freeze Water. 40 cost, Verbal Semantic and I don't remember what C is. Whatever. So it can freeze 1 cubic foot of liquid water. You can increase the volume for 20 spell points per additional cubic foot, for a max of 9 cubic foot of ice. So yes, of course you can freeze it. Liquids that are primarily water can be frozen. Not instantaneous creatures can move out if they have the means to do so. Small creatures that cannot escape will be trapped and asphyxiate before they freeze to death. Grim. The spell is permanent, though any ice will eventually melt if the ambient temperature is above 0. I refuse to recognise this measurement unit. Freeze water may not be employed against to target a living creature unless it is essentially pure water, such as a water elemental. For this special exception, the spell inflicts 1 point of damage for every cubic foot of water it would normally turn to ice. The target is allowed a physical saving throw that reduces damage by half, rounded down if successful. The spell Catalyst is the water to be frozen. Fair enough. Oh, right, so that's a catalyst. There's not a component, it's a catalyst. So if it's M, it's a material component. But if it's C, it's a catalyst, i.e. it's not actually used up during the casting of the spell. That's fun. Yes, freeze water sounds very fun to me. I can go for that. Especially considering my character is not even 2 foot tall. So if it wanted, my character could sit inside a bucket of water and freeze all of the surrounding water intentionally. My goodness. Okay, so that's 40 cost. That's a fun spell. I like that one. I can have fun with that. And we also get a first level spell as well. Right, is there anything in particular that I'd like to have? Scorch could be useful. Wall Walk is useless. Translate could be fun. The thing about mages in this system, but why? But why not TV? Why not? So yeah, interesting thing about mages in this system. They do get ridiculously overpowered. At like 5th level. Like first level spells, like what we actually got is like a weapon spell here. They've got like pepper spray. What's pepper spray do? Does it do damage? It's a dodge check. If they fail the dodge check for 5d4 penetrating seconds, so that's like 15 seconds or so, certain creature suffers -6 attack penalty, -3 defense penalty, and any damage they may succeed at inflicting is reduced by 2 points. We must seize the means of spell production. True, to be honest. Normal animals make a morale check or flee. Undead are immune. So yeah, it does no damage. It's crowd control is what your mages do in this system. It's very similar to how mages worked in 4th edition D&D. The way that, like, yes, they do get some abilities, but for the most part, it's CC. Let's see, what else did they get? They got the Planar Servant, which conjures a ghost that can do servant things. There's the Scorch spell, which is in a 10 by 10 area adjacent to the mage, dodge for half damage. There's a 10-foot long arc of fire from their palm that engulfs all creatures within 10 by 10 area. Anyone struck by the fire suffers D3P plus 6 points of damage. Which is, on average, going to be like 8 points of damage, which is not nothing in the system. It's not nothing. I think kind of by standard, like your average human fighter would have something like 25 points of health. Something like that. So 8 points is not bad, that's like a third. Flammable items go on fire, but creatures can put themselves out. If they don't put out their clothes, they suffer D3 penetrating points of damage, so 2 points. Well, it's like 2.5 points actually. Every 10 seconds they remain on fire. Maximum 6 points of damage may be sustained from this ancillary burning before the victim's clothes are consumed. You can burn someone's clothes off in this system because of course you can. So yeah, that's like a damaging ability. There's Shift Blame, which makes you look innocent. There's Shrink, as if I need to be any smaller. Shrink to 90% of their height, effectively reducing volume and mass to 73% of the original. I'm already I'm not even 2 feet tall, so I could shrink myself down to being 2 inches tall. Basically. 2 inches tall. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. And you can shrink even further. Another 10% per 20 points. If I could get Shrink, that would just be so funny. Let's see, there's Throw Voice, there's Translate, Wall Walk I don't need. Yeah, most of these abilities I don't need. Like, these spells are like utility. They're utility spells, and there's like 1 damaging spell. Like, mages are not meant to be big damage dealers, like, at all. You get your 2nd level spells, and then you've got like Magic Projectile, which does, what does it do? Yeah, you can fire 1 projectile at a cost of an extra 30 per projectile. You can get up to 4, so you can summon like 5 of them for a grand total of like 180 spell points, which is more than I have. And then they do like D4 penetrating plus 1 points of damage each, which is like 15 plus 5, 20 points of damage, which would be a kill to be fair, but it's just so little damage. So that's the only actual damaging ability there is at level 2. 3rd level, White Hot Metal, so that lets you like heat someone's armor. Creatures suffer 2d6 penetrating points of damage every 10 seconds they're in contact with it, which may be unavoidable in the case of body armor. Okay, it increases the temperature to like 2000 Fahrenheit. So, bronze, copper, silver, gold, tin, lead, and pewter melts. Wow. So yeah, it's 2d6 penetrating points of damage for every 10 seconds. It lasts 10 seconds by default, so 2d6 penetrating damage, which is 14 damage on average. And it's like an extra 50 SP for another 10 seconds, which is fun. And then when the duration ends, the metal instantly cools. That's mean. Then there's like no other damaging effects. There's like Pyrotechnic Display, which just blinds, again, just CC. There's Ice Knife, which can be used in melee. But you need to be wearing a leather glove or mitten, or the ice itself damages you every 5 seconds. And the thing is as well, it's striking a solid object. If it strikes an opponent, it suffers d6 penetrating points of damage from the laceration wound. Striking a solid object causes the knife to dissipate, inflicting 2d6 penetrating cold damage to the individual hit, and d4 penetrating cold damage to all within a 5-foot radius. So yeah, that's another damaging option. That's nice. My god, the amount of writing there is for an ice knife. There's Flaming Missiles. So there's like 3 damaging abilities, like 2, 3, but like not many. 4th level spells. Bottomless Pouch, that's a fun one. Good stuff with Bottomless Pouch. Well, I mean, it's got 5 cubic feet of volume, so it's not bottomless, but pretty light. Light sleep. Magic projectile of skewering. Oh, but at 4th level you get the Skipping Betty Fireball. Okay, so it's 4th level you get crazy powerful. Well, I say crazy powerful. Skipping Betty Fireball. You throw it, and it has 2 different effective radii. So you throw it in like one range, and then it bounces and it can hit somebody else slightly further behind. It's adorable. This system's so silly. 5th level spell. Bolt of Acid. Heat-seeking Fist of Thunder. Oh my goodness. Yeah, where's the proper fireball? Right, Flame Ball is a 6th level spell. Seriously, a 6th level spell. And what does it do? Oh, right, it's not a fireball. It's like you conjure a ball of fire and you can like move it around the field to like sit next to someone and then it burns them. 7th level. What do we got? Grounding Icy Blast. Induce Fratricide. Charge Reaction. 8th level. We get Exploding Script. That's a fun one. Amazing. Like you read it and it explodes. If undetected, the exploding script detonates when the document is read, inflicting 6d4 penetrating plus 6 hit points. Wow. Force Fumbles, Force Grenade, Polylingualism, Skin of Stone, Sure Grip Snare. 9th level, we get Lightning Bolts. Polymorph to Primate. And then, yeah, level 10, you get the classic Fireball. Level 10, you get Fireball, and it costs as much magic as I have. This is only going to be a 1-hour stream. Shush. Shush. Don't sit me in front of a system that gives me numbers to look at. Numbers are fun and satisfying. Also, are you complaining you're getting more Millstream than you paid for? I say paid for. I say paid for. Well, I suppose. Dear. If anything, it's making up for not having streamed on Monday, which I still feel... I wish I had, to be honest. Wish I had. I probably could have, but... yeah. I wonder if I'm going to regret this stream. I doubt it, but I might. Right, let's check this 1st level spell, shall we? Then maybe let's actually call it. I rolled a 2. I get Bird's Eye View, which somehow I think is going to be terrible for me. Mage spells, Bird's Eye View. Alters visual perspective, changing it to a position 100 feet directly above current position. If the caster moves his head or body, perspective changes with him, allowing him to look in all directions. Okay. So... yeah, and it can't be used underground. So it's like a top-down map, basically. It turns the game into a strategy. Dear. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use that one. I mean, I can already fly. Also, I love this. If the mage is afraid of heights, he must attempt a trauma check immediately upon changing to the aerial view and fall unconscious for a number of seconds as prescribed by the rules governing trauma should he fail. Yeah, that spell's an interesting one. Yeah, I'm not going to use that one. So I'm going to use another. This is going to be my 4th reroll, I think. That's 9 on the mage reroll. So 9 is... Shrink. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I want to shrink even smaller. I want me smaller. Brilliant. I'm now 2 inches tall. At only the cost of 50 points. Sure, yeah, I'm going for that. That's great. Where's Shrink? There's Shrink, so that's 50 points. Amazing! I am the smallest pixie fairy that's ever existed. Wonderful. I'm so happy. That's so much fun. Also, apparently I can have more spells down here. What? Weird. Oh, this is the spell book. This is the spell book. But I've also got my mage spells. Which I think this is the spells that I get as a mage for leveling up. That seems about right. So yeah, let's have a look at the mage stats here. Casting spells, apprentice and journeyman spells, you get a bunch of them. Spell books. Let's see. Begin play with 4 spells in the book. Mage can learn spells taught by others or attempt to learn spells found in scrolls, musty libraries, captured spellbooks, and so forth. Spells recorded in spellbooks and scrolls are more recipes than formulae. Limit how many spells a mage can learn. Each time a mage gains a level and spends at least 1 week researching libraries or seeking out an instructor, they gain a new spell equal to the new level. So the mage spell cognition check is automatically successful. That's very good. GM determines a new spell randomly. Okay. So you get a new random spell every time you level up as a mage. That's fun. That is actually quite fun. I love randomness in games. I just love making my life more difficult. Anyway. I think we've gone on quite long enough, considering TV keeps pointing it out. But yeah, this has been an interesting little look at Hackmaster. I forgot just how fiddly and unintuitive it can be at times. Regardless, it's fun, it's interesting. I like the fiddliness, but I can see that it wouldn't necessarily be for everyone, especially if you're not really a fan of numbers. I am. So yeah, I think... Actually, this is something I can do. So, minus 26. There we go. Lovely. So yeah, I doubt we're going to see much more of Hackmaster. Like, maybe I'll do a little tutorial for combat at some point. Although, to be fair, this character, I've just realised all this time after starting, that maybe making a mage character who's mostly a utility character, and also making a pixie fairy who is like as squishy as it gets, maybe not be the best way to, you know, demo the combat system for this game. Just a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little stream at some point and we'll do a full simulation of a basic combat for this game, because I really am interested by the combat for this game, and it would be interesting to have a little dip into and see how it goes. I have ran it before, but it was freaking forever ago. Like, ages and ages ago. I barely even remember how long it was ago. But anyway, yes, we will call things here. So, yeah, thank you very much everyone for being with me this week. I do appreciate it. I am still recovering, as you can probably still hear. But honestly, I'm doing better than I thought I should. Better than I thought I would be. So yeah, I'm thinking that we should be able to stream as normal on Saturday. Don't know what we'll be doing on Saturday. If I have energy about me, maybe we will do some more Skyrim. If not, I don't know. We'll find something nice to do anyway. But yeah, thank you for being with me, folks. This has actually been really fun. This has been really interesting, dipping into this again. And oh god, I could just spend hours making characters for RPGs. I really could. Like, one thing that I wanted to do as well, like I was thinking about doing, like while I was just throwing this stream together, Saturday's going to be busy. Saturday is going to be busy. Saturday's always busy. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? But yeah, something that I did want to do, I was debating, just as I was throwing this stream together, was do I want to actually do a character creation stream for, what's it called? Because weekend's supposed to be not busy. My weekend's always busy, Sid. Weekend's always busy. But yeah, I was thinking about doing a character creation stream for the Elder Scrolls RPG, but I feel like I've made a character before, or have I just showed them off? Same with your weekend busy, yeah. Actually, no, I think we might have talked about it before, but I've never actually... Like, I'm looking at the characters here, and I've not touched them for like nearly 4 years? It's been 4 years since I worked on Bob the Skull. What the hell's wrong with me? No. But yeah, no. We could totally do... On what? Unofficial Elder Scrolls RPG. The Unofficial Elder Scrolls RPG. Oh yeah, no. In the game, I made a character called Bob the Skull. So, the story with Bob the Skull, here he is, by the way. I can bring this up because why not? So, he's a necromancer. He is, actually, what level is he? I think he's like a standard Elder Scrolls protagonist level. So he's like the same level as like the Dragonborn leaving Helgen, or the Champion of Cyrodiil leaving the sewers, or the Nerevarine stepping off the boat. More or less like that. Except he's a necromancer who's dead. He's literally just a skull, is what he is. He's immobilized, he's blinded, he's handless, and he's legless. He's a thought caster, so he doesn't need to speak or have hands free to cast spells. 100% immune to frost. You can't see it there, but he's 100% immune to frost. He's a Breton. He's a lich, apprentice level lich, which is handy. So he's got like a lot of magic off of the back of this. Because he's undead, he's immune to disease, poison, the effects of wounds, aging, fatigue, burning, being dazed, being deafened, or receiving organ damage. He can also use telekinesis for 1 minute, and that's his only ability. So yeah, because he turned into a floating skull, he can just levitate himself. And he can't even levitate himself very well. But he can use his telekinesis to levitate himself just a little bit. Is my ruling anyway. But I can do a little bit of telekinesis around him. I think more likely than not he's just going to be carried around. But yeah, he's just a head. He's just a head. That is all he is. He's just a decapitated head. And he can't even cast any spells. It was really fun making him. I mean, I don't know if I'd actually call him like balanced. Well, he's definitely not balanced. I definitely had to flex the rules quite a bit to make him exist. Like, I don't know if I would call telekinesis something that would let him levitate. Levitation's probably a separate ability. But yeah, no, it's just a silly thing. Very silly, yeah. And I had to use all these to get him as he is. But yeah, so he's a lich. He's a lich. Consigned to a skull. And he's just your average. He's just a silly Breton dude called Bob. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we will call things here. So yeah, once again, thank you so much, everyone. We will do something fun on Saturday. Don't know what it'll be. Hopefully you're gonna be alright, Sid. Hopefully your weekend isn't too uncomfortably busy. But yeah, if you don't mind, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna rest, get some sleep because I didn't sleep incredibly well last night. I'm gonna look forward to a weekend for some time to myself. Oh, woe is me. Oh, Sid. Yeah, take care, everyone. Until next time, haircuts, clothing, shopping, something else. Brutal. Yeah, it's rough. Until next time, take care of yourselves, be very good to yourselves, and I'll see you all again very, very soon indeed. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh my god. Yeah, I did not expect that to go on for 3 hours, but here we are. I look forward to moving this to another PDF at some point. Definitely am. Who are we gonna raid? Do you have Twitch open? Yes, I do. Who's live? Yes, I shall have a good night. Just gonna go chill. It'll be very nice. Who's live? Who's live? We're reading someone. Let's raid Slavic Spider. So there's a multiplayer game going on and that looks fun. But anyway, take care folks, speak it to yourselves. Matane.